don't care. Anytime, anywhere.
And now, the World Tag Team Champions.
Cock back the hammer, watch me lay him down. Saw face the villains, we don't play around. Nobody make a sound. Oh! Grab your women and children to get the safer ground. The king's done like the Jamaican town. Futuristic flow, dark start with a laser sound. Leaving nothing but a vapor trail. And my bass heavyweight, no shake, I'ma break the scale.
Inspector, we have followed your instructions to the letter.
Let me just cut to the chase. You have a bucket of weight.
Yo, what's up? How y'all doing today? This is the WrestleCollective Weekly Podcast. I am your host, Jordan Slickflair Carter, but of course, I'm never here alone, always here with my collective compadres. We got but no, we're missing one person. I believe they said they are ready. Let's go ahead and bring them up. But yes, we are here with, we are here with everybody now. Ryan, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right, chilling.
We are also joined by Taylor, who is making her first debut here on WrestleCollective Weekly. She's also one of our hosts of Queen's Road, who just had an episode, which was a pretty damn good episode. Taylor, how you doing today?
Pretty good. I just got home from work, and I'm glad that I have a show right now where I can wear a Young Bucks shirt. I usually always wear women's stuff. So.
Yeah, you can shout out to Soto, who was on here not that long ago. Yeah. And these two gentlemen this beef has been brewing for a while now. We're finally these two on screen for the first time in a long time.
Let's put them side by side.
That we're together.
Yeah. Put them side. Yeah, there we go.
I'm not with him.
I want to make one thing abundantly clear. The people called out for my return. They've missed me. And this imposter thought he could be me.
It is?
Not happening, brother. Nah.
We got the Grumpy Omega, and of course, we got Dev here joining us as well. Hashtag thank you, Grumpy. Hashtag thank you, Dev. How y'all doing today, man?
I tell you what, after the week of work I've had, I understand the Gargano planking gimmick, but I'm happy it's pod day because I really needed it today. So I'm glad to be here.
I'm also ready to talk about pods with the family.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, as today we'll be asking the question, is it time to close the Forbidden Door? And so, as you guys will see, we have a little poll up, so if you want to check out the poll again, is it time to close the Forbidden Door? They've been doing this for a while now, getting maybe a little bit slower, diminishing returns year after year. So we're asking the question, is it time to close the Forbidden Door? That's something we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show. But right now, as is tradition, Ryan, what happened this week in wrestling history?
That is a good question. Since Advocate's not here to do his job, I will do it for him. Ain't that right, Dev?
Oh my God. It's an uprising.
First up, June 13th, 1993, we got the first ever King of the Ring pay-per-view from the Nutter Center, in Dayton, Ohio.
Pause.
I know, right? And as we see here, we got Bret Hart to be the first ever King of the Ring. And this, the big contribution from this is that we ended up getting the Bret Hart Jerry Lawler program, as we, some remember, some don't, for better or for worse. We got that, Survivor Series, the 5-on-5 with, Bret and Jerry brought out all his little cousins,
I'm going to be honest. This is like, I was today years old when I found out that Bret Hart was the first ever King of the Ring champion. I do not know. I don't know why I did not remember that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they brought this concept back, though. I will say that. I wish it was a little bit better, but yeah, no. And where in Ohio again? And what Coliseum was that? One more time.
The Happy Pride Month Nutter Center in Dayton, Ohio.
Nutter Center.
At the Nutter Center, he beat Razor Ramon, Mr. Perfect, and Bam Bam Bigelow.
All in one night, right?
Interesting.
And not in modern WWE fashion where it's a 4-way. These were actually singles matches.
Singles match, yeah.
Singles matches in a singles tournament, guys. Oh my god.
Let me ask you guys: do you guys prefer the one night tournament? There it is. Do you guys prefer one night tournament, or do you prefer something like the C2, something like the Owen that's drawn out?
I think the year they did it when Austin won it, they had all the qualifiers leading up to that, and then they had the 2 semifinals and then the final in the same night, which I thought was a cool concept. I think you kind of overload it if you put too many matches in there, but at least having the winner have to go through 2 matches in one night, I think was cool.
I wish they would mix it up more. I like when there's a tournament in one day, because like that Bret Hart accolade, that lineup of opponents he defeated is cool. And I want to see more people do stuff like that or have the chance to just be on a hot streak like that. I think that's legendary. But I also like the, standard, day by day brackets too. I want them to mix it up more in the modern industry.
All right. What else we got?
Next up, on June 13th, 2000, Mitsuharu Misawa resigned as the president of All Japan. So what had happened was, for some who, some of them, some people know, some people not as much. All Japan was created by Giant Baba and was headed up by Giant Baba until his death. After Baba passed away, it was sort of, Mitsuharu Misawa was named president while Motoko Baba, the widow of Giant Baba, owned, the company. They hated each other, like badly. They did not get along. And, because Misawa wanted to modernize the promotion, Motoko Baba wanted to keep it the way it was. And so Misawa and a bunch of other people resigned to the point where it's, known as like the Great Noah Exodus, because after this, there were only 3 wrestlers on the roster. And there were only 2 Japanese wrestlers left, that being Toshiaki Kawada, one of Misawa's great rivals, and Masanobu Fuji. And it took a lot to keep All Japan afloat, but this led to the creation of Pro Wrestling Noah, one of the bigger Japanese wrestling companies that we still see to this day. For example, for fans who might not be as into Puro, Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles a couple of years back went to wrestle Keiji Muto, the Great Muta, and Naomichi Marufuji in singles matches there. So this was sort of a paradigm shift in not just the Japanese wrestling landscape, but the wrestling landscape as a whole.
I don't know if you guys have ever read Baki, but this photo looks like it could be straight out of Baki.
Yeah. This looked like something out of Baki, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but
I got to point out, Advocate, they're not owned by WWE right now. It kind of feels like it though, but
not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe.
I think that, this was a history lesson for me. So honestly, thank you for this one. That's why I love how we start off these shows and what we do here. This Week in Wrestling History, I think it's kind of cool, how we kind of go back and pay respects, because sometimes you learn something. And I legitimately, I'm did not know any of this, so thank you. I think it's pretty dope.
Listen, even though me and Advocate are at odds, ain't that right, Dev? This was for him. And then I think this is last up. June 18th, which is today, 2005, CM Punk won the Ring of Honor World Title from Austin Aries at Death Before Dishonor in Morristown, actually in New Jersey.
Didn't this start the summer of Punk?
Listen, you're a step ahead of me. You're taking the words out of my mouth. So,
love that.
Going into the CM Punk, it was, working babyface, and he was, this was one of like those few times during his independent run where he was a babyface, and he, after he wins the title, as you see, he gets the microphone and he cuts a promo, basically, doing the heel turn. And the big line from this was, "I'm a snake. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was making the world, think that he didn't exist." Something that, had its ramifications almost 20 years later, with MJF. But, Punk would then sign his WWE contract on the Ring of Honor title. This started the summer of Punk. He dyed his hair the black and purple. This was the first time he would actually come out to Cult of Personality. And there's a lot of like interesting tidbits, right? Like during the reign, he faced James Gibson, who you would know as Jamie Noble, Roderick Strong, and Christopher Daniels. And it was at Ring of Honor Redemption in August that James Gibson, Jamie Noble would pin Punk in a 4-way to sort of take the title back to Ring of Honor before he could leave to WWE with it.
Yeah, great story. This was, when you could like the guy, I guess you could say.
I think you still like the guy. You separate the art from the artist.
Can you?
Should
People have done it with a lot worse people.
Says the one wearing the Young Bucks shirt.
Right. They have. Look,
fair.
All jokes aside, this is one of those things where me and my wrestling kind of history and how I watch wrestling, I didn't watch at the time. I went back and watched. Great, right? Especially the context given. Being what his WWE run ended up being, because you would have thought that the main event level guy, bringing him in, and then they kind of brought him in and it was ECW and so on and so forth, right? So great. I did not know. Yeah, this started the summer of Punk. This was it.
Which great then got used again in WWE. Remember when he? And we'll talk about this about a month from now,
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure in a month or so we'll have another Summer of Punk conversation, But again, we want to thank everyone for joining us today. Appreciate all of our subscribers. Appreciate everybody.
Wait, Taylor, there was one we forgot, right?
There was one.
Oh yeah, there's one more. Yes, continue. Yes, we have one more.
All right, so. Funny
Punk
enough,
again?
No, not Punk again. On June 18th, 2017, we had the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which just so happened to be won by my all-time favorite women's wrestler, Carmella. Albeit, a bit controversially, but how can you, cheat in a match that has no rules? There was no rule that said James Ellsworth couldn't climb up that ladder and unhook the briefcase and hand it to her. We saw Maurice try to do that with The Miz.
So all I'm saying, man, is it's kind of crazy for a man to win the first ever women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
They redid it like a week later and she won it by herself. Blah, blah, blah. Still the best Miss Money in the Bank.
It is the most WWE thing I've ever seen, is a man winning the first ever women's.
It's another level for bed build.
It's hey, but no, shout out to Mella. I did first ever, because that means, because it's something that they do every year now. It's a storytelling device, and she is in the history books as the first woman to ever do that. So
you can never take away the first.
Yeah. As much as we may want to joke and and yeah, she ended up winning it twice. As much as we want to joke and whatnot, she is forever in the history books. So thank you, Taylor, for that. Thank you, shouting out Miss Mella and her first ever Money in the Bank win. But again, here at the Collective, we want to say thank you for liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell when that lets you know when we go live. Thank you for watching us today. If you're here on X or on YouTube, and if you are on X, hop on over to YouTube. That's where you can get your comments put up on the screen, and you can also be a part of the poll. We are asking the ultimate question: should AEW close the Forbidden Door? Again, They've been doing this event for a while now. Things are a lot different. Things are changed now. But what do you think? Should AEW close the Forbidden Door? But before we get into that, we just again make sure to hit that QR code that is where all of our links, where you can find all of our media, including shopwc.com, one of the most important links that you can find. But this week in wrestling, guys, we'll start it off how we typically do. I actually kind of want to start off a little differently. I don't want to become mundane. Y'all did y'all collide this past weekend or what? Or nah, y'all? I don't really collide that much.
Yeah, I did.
I watched the first half of it when I was stuck in the airport on a long layover.
Did I collide on Saturday?
I
don't remember if I did or not.
I'm gonna be so real. I can't tell you the last time I collided.
I feel like I normally collide, and I don't know if I was home. Oh wait, no, I did. Because my cousin was over and I was like, hey, Collision's on at 7. Do you want to watch? He's like, that's AEW, right? And I was like, yeah, Kenny Omega has a match. And he was like, fuck yeah, let's go.
I mean,
Mr. NXT, did you collide?
Yeah.
Mr. I'm sorry. That's what I think.
I love Collision. The last couple of shows that we've been to live have been Collisions. And I mean, Dynamite, if I had to compare the two, Dynamite is a story show, Collision is the wrestling show. And there's wrestling on Dynamite, don't come at me. But when I go to a live show, I honestly think I'd prefer going to a Collision because it's action. There's always something happening. That's what I love to see live. On TV, yeah, I like the story stuff. If I'm going live, if I had my choice, I'd probably go to a Collision. Not that I've had a choice. They've only run Collisions here lately. I'm going
to take a look because now you guys got my brain going. I'm going to take the control of this a little bit. Okay. This is a question that we've talked about privately. I'm going to put it on air, and I think I have the right amount of people, the good balance of people to talk about this. All of you guys have been to shows and things like that. We're watching pay-per-views. We watch, a lot of it. We're in the weeds. Do you guys truly want to continue a wrestling show on a Saturday? Is that not difficult enough? Taylor, I want to start with you, our most esteemed female guest here, as you go first, the queen of the collective, as we like to say. So yes, what do you do you just rather have Dynamite on Wednesday, or does AEW truly need a second show? Because we never really talk about Collision. And we're asking the question, does AEW need to close the Forbidden Door? Does AEW need to stop colliding?
I don't think AEW needs to stop colliding because I feel like a lot of the women's action for AEW happens either in Ring of Honor or on Collision because they have more time on Collision to have more women on the show. So I think they could maybe start it at a different time, but I think that them having Collision regardless is good because you get to see, I feel like you see more women. Like last week we had, it was Sheeta and Zeta Steel were on, Athena was on, Julia Hart and Persephone wrestled, Tekla showed up. Like I felt like you saw more women on Collision than we did on Dynamite, and I feel like it's because Tony has more time to put them on there. So
that's a very interesting perspective, one that I did not think of, because you kind of tend to forget how big the roster is for AEW and how many people they have. Ryan, what do you think? Do you again? You are a person who doesn't watch Collision. You just
I'm not necessarily a collider. I had a chance to go to a Phillision, in 2023.
I'm so sorry.
And I enjoyed the Phillisions, but
I'm glad you did.
We got him.
So you got the Young Bucks shirt on. I get it. I don't think they necessarily need to stop colliding, but as we've talked about, maybe a different day would make more sense, right? Like if I'm going out, right? If I'm going live, yes, I would love a Saturday, but that's when most independents take place. So a lot of the wrestlers on the roster who like to work independents, but tend to be maybe on Collision, that could limit their options and it hurts independent promotions. So maybe it would make more sense if you sort of look at a different day, right? Ring of Honor's on Thursdays. Maybe you move that to Saturday, right? It's not necessarily as much of a priority as Collision. So if you swap it with the Thursday and the Saturday, you could benefit, especially because if you're coming off a hot Dynamite, Collision's the next night. You're sort of that buyer's remorse is less likely to happen because you're giving it less time. It's within that 48-hour time span. Whereas Ring of Honor, you already are capped at a smaller audience because you're on Honor Club. So, it doesn't necessarily hurt to swap the days.
Well, again, I'll go to you, Grumpy. Again, me and you, when they come to our neck of the woods, it's typically a Collision. It's typically on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? You are a person who watches Collision. What do you think?
Well, I've got a bit of a unique perspective on it because of where I live and the time it takes me to get places. So I do live out in the country. Like it's about an hour and a half drive to get into the city of Dallas. To go to a live Dynamite is hard for me because I'd have to get off of work like immediately, get in the car and get on the road. To go to a Collision is so much easier on a Saturday. So I prefer Collision. Also to that, we don't really do a lot at night on the weekends. We run our errands during the day, in the mornings, in the afternoons, and I'm home at night. And I have time to sit down and watch Collision at night. And I watch it every week because I love Collision. So, maybe my situation is different than your guys's. I love it where it is. It's nice. It's a fun thing to watch on a Saturday night after running errands all day, and I get to come home, relax, watch the company that I love, watch the wrestling that I love. For me, I don't want them to move it. I don't want them to stop it. I don't want them to change it at all. I love Collision where it is.
It's just maybe it's the time for me because I find it hard to gather myself at 9 o'clock at night and all right, let me watch some fucking wrestling. Like, I'm sorry, that's just a little tough for me. Maybe I'm old school though. So, Dev, what do you you consume a lot of? I'm not gonna say you consume it all. You got a life too, but do you think that maybe that it's time to close the door on Collision?
No, it's fine. It's like it serves like an ultra alternative to what's already an alternative because of the way the card shapes itself. Sometimes I would like it to have a different time slot because Saturday nights are, kind of bumpy. So,
yeah, you trying to go get the hose. Let's go on. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, other than the time slot, I think it's a good because it features, how Tay was saying, a lot of women, and it's a positive to further yourself as an alternative to Dynamite. That's good.
That's where I have been getting my Queen Amanada graps, which, on the next episode of Queen's Road, I need y'all to talk about why Tony cooled her down.
Talk about the Queen?
I think she
got that discussion about a lot of the women he has on his roster, but that's the story.
I think he's cooled her down a little bit. Personally, I'm gonna be honest with you. My world coming in and that's something we'll get to. That's something we'll get to later. Okay. Well, did you guys anybody check out Raw this past week? Again, I'm be honest with you. I'm locked into one segment on Raw, and that's the Bloodline stuff. Have y'all checked it? What are y'all thinking?
That was the one with Eric Andre, right?
Yeah. That's your warning shot. I'm sorry. Sorry, that's been my new vocal stem, y'all. I ain't go bang bang. That's your warning shot.
Oh my God!
Funny to me.
Entrance and a catchphrase.
Yo, so we was in. I'm gonna tell the people, fuck it. So we was in the Discord chilling, right? Because this is like we are friends. This is family. These are like my brothers and sisters here. And I was like, all right, all right. I ain't gonna say that conversation just because out of respect. But the conversation came up to Jey Uso. That conversation
was. We'll talk about it after.
We'll talk about out of just respect of what we do here. It's getting hard to defend Jey Uso, dog. I love Jey Uso. I'm just saying that I love Jey. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Why have you been defending Jey Uso?
I didn't know you
it's
defended
been
Jey
years.
Uso.
Because it's kind of like I defend
You're just doing it to be contrarian. You're just doing it because everyone else is hating on him.
Samoan mind control. It's a real thing.
Samoan mind control when you have the greatest women's world champion of all time on Monday Night Raw.
It's just me. Oh no, I'm just playing. All right. Because that's why I like because he gives me all these vocal stems. It's just me, Oos. All right.
Just us, Oos.
I'm sorry. No, that's really all I kind of been locked in on because, like, obviously we know Brock and Oba. We're not finna get that for a minute. Again, I don't really care what Seth Rollins got going on no more. Like, I don't really.
Division.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins and Logan Paul.
And Logan Paul got a torn tricep. So.
I don't even know or really care. Like, Liv is kind of holding that thing hostage, huh?
And it's so stupid because, like, if they can change plans for Rhea Ripley because she's got a knee injury and she can't defend the title, why can't you change plans for Liv when her opponent that you were gonna have her wrestle is out injured? You have plenty of women on that roster. Fucking do something. Sorry.
No. We can. Yeah, we're past the 10-minute mark. We can really cuss. We gotta. You know what I'm saying? Please, again, make sure to like and subscribe. Share this to somebody.
We gotta try to get monetized, even though we're not monetized.
We got because some motherfuckers are.
This is a family establishment team.
But no, again, it don't seem like y'all two tapped in to like. We keep shout out to Hannibal. Flying holding pattern. Is this still not another? Was this another holding pattern Reek for Raw?
Honestly, it just from what I sat and watched because I really do just kind of keep up for what the women are doing. They had Liv go like quote unquote flirt with Danhausen to try to get like Oba cursed so Dom could win his match, and then Roxanne and Charlotte's match was kind of all I cared about. Anything else, I'm like, it's whatever. Like, I can watch this any other day, or I can keep up with it online. Like, I don't have to sit and watch it.
Ryan, are you again? Are you like? I know you kind of, iffy.
Well, let me just ask the room a question. Did anyone watch Raw?
I didn't watch it. Well, to be fair, I don't normally watch. At least try to keep up with the results on Twitter.
So
and
did anyone like catch up to like through clips? Right?
Yeah.
What did I miss?
Liv flirting with Danhausen.
What is there anything meaningful that I missed?
Yeah. I was gonna say, peep the question. Yeah, no. Mm-hmm. What did you miss? Nothing.
Exactly. So are they in a holding pattern? If I missed nothing, then there's your answer.
Yeah. Like, I feel like nothing has progressed. Nothing has moved. We don't have a challenger for Roman. It just seems like, okay, like Jacob is, all right, Jacob gonna be that dog for Roman. That's cool and all. I'm not finna shout out to Fish. What do you call it? The boo boo follow? I hate that. I hate that.
The Pula follow?
The Pula, yeah.
The Dookie follow?
It's kind of funny because they went through 3.5, 4 years of Roman as champion with the bloodline. And
the bloodline was like 6 years, bro.
So 6
The
years.
bloodline never ends. It is forever.
And he had, Solo as his shooter in that group, and now he just kind of swapped it, and he's got the belt. Well, he's got the other belt again. He's got the belt that they created because of him. Now he's taking that belt hostage, and he's going to hold that belt forever because there's no challengers.
Roman got the here damn belt.
He got the Roman consolation prize.
Mm-hmm. So, I know it's early on in this second bloodline reign, but it feels like we ran out of ideas, so we're just going back to the thing that used to be popular.
Mm-hmm. I think I had said on one of the earlier shows, if we were to compare this to the NWO from where it started to where it is now, we are already in WWE reboot territory, in terms of time.
Oh, timeline. Oh yeah, we burned through. Oh yeah,
yes.
we're past Black and Silver.
we are past Jeff Jarrett with the big gold NWO 2000 time. That would have been when Roman was doing 4 matches a year.
Yeah, I mean,
we are reheating nachos that expired.
Brother, we're and you know how you would go back in high school, whatever, and the nachos, they would get the cheese would be out of the can.
The cheese, like the cheese
with the little flame head dude or the cheese head. Y'all know which ones I'm talking. Come in a big old giant can. It was
the ones they put in the walking tacos.
Yeah, the little goopty notch cheese. That's where we're at, right? We're gooping up some cheese. I'm interested because I like the idea of Jacob fully integrated. I'm not gonna lie. There is that aspect for me. I do like that Jacob is fully integrated now into the bloodline. But if we're not gonna do just pure domination, which we kind of already did.
Wait, but why do you like that? I'm curious. Why do you like that Jacob is fully integrated into the bloodline?
Because to me that badasses legitimize a stable. Once you kind of got that shooter, that killer, that guy on the stable.
So it benefits the stable. How do you think it benefits Jacob as an individual?
It's a plateau move for Jacob.
You'd say it was a plateau.
Where
he's kind of where he was beforehand, right? Before the Roman program. To be a plateau, you'd have to be the same from point A to point B.
Pets, what's up?
That's cute.
This is my grandma and grandpa's dog. She's been trying to bark and shit during this, and I'm like, stop.
But to be a plateau, it has to be the same from where you are at point A to where you are at point B. But we're at regression territory. Because how did Jacob debut in the company?
I can't remember.
As a subservient character to Solo. And what is he now? A subservient character.
To a champion. To the chief.
To the tribal chief. But Solo had that Ulafala.
But the ones...
He was the 2 TC.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a good point. No, hold on. That's not regression if you're at the same place where you started. That's again a plateau.
No, but he progressed. He broke off on his own as a babyface to crowd love, and then he goes back to being that's regression.
And that's where I think you and I maybe, because I don't think he ever.
No, Roman is still an upgrade from Solo. But yeah, it sucks that he's henchman.
So here's the thing about WWE champions that is the reason I can't get into it. They're never around, or they're only on the mic. So Roman was in the Rumble, then Roman beat Punk. He's had 2 matches since in the last month and a half, maybe more, both against Jacob. I just, if you're not defending the belt, my eyes just start to glaze over, and I'm no longer interested. Roman said he was going to be a fighting champ. He's not going to be no part-time champ no more. He's wrestled twice. Come on. I mean, if you're going to hold the belt, keep the belt active, defend the belt. Don't just stand there with the belt over your shoulder, repeating the same promo over and over again to the same person over and over again. seeing it already. It's boring. Do
At
something
least
new.
they didn't.
That's
At
a
least they
lot of
didn't put him
WWE right now.
in
And we've
King of
said
the
it on here
Ring because
before.
they have nothing to do with him right now.
Yeah, it's just like, do something. I mean,
WWE is in such a holding pattern and doing the same things over and over again that we, as podcasters, right, are saying the same points about how WWE is in a holding pattern.
well, I mean, not to be the but hey AEW guy, but hey AEW Max, who makes a character out of avoiding wrestling. It's kind of funny that he's always forced into wrestling matches. He was just in a match last night. He's been in matches most weeks as champion. And his gimmick is he's always trying to not wrestle, but he keeps getting into matches. Then Roman comes up here and tells us he's going to defend the belt, and then he's never in matches.
So for me, Grump, you can we the old ones right now. We're the elder statesmen of the collective to begin with. I remember a time, and even in the ruthless aggression era and things like that for my young compatriots here. I remember a time where I would see my champions wrestle. I would see the stars wrestle.
Yes.
Right. And I think we're finally at a point where it's really starting to hinder your storytelling. Like, are you maximizing your profit and value? Like, yes, when the Roman match happens, everybody comes in and buys that ticket, sure. But like because look at us now, we're all like Ryan just said, we're kind of talking the same. We're in a holding pattern when it comes to our
WWE.
opinion. When it comes to WWE, because they're such in a holding pattern. It's they've cut their nose almost to spite their face. It makes this very difficult to talk about.
You're right, because when the last time I was really, really into WWE was Attitude Era, and every Monday night,
somebody was wrestling.
Austin was mixed in it, Rock was mixed in it, Taker was mixed in it. Like almost every Raw ended with like all the big guys in the ring brawling.
One thing I missed. Go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because this is also like a recent development, right? This didn't happen until like around Mania 40, and even then, like we would still see Cody wrestle the pay-per-views, but
yeah,
like I hate to bring up a specific incident and be like, this was the cause for it, but look at the before and after the Seth Rollins Jinder Mahal match, where Seth got injured while being world champion.
I do think that that's a big reason why they don't have their champs wrestle weekly. Because when your champion does get injured, or when the person that you're pushing to that point gets hurt, because the same thing happened with Liv Morgan last year, it really does mess up your where your storylines are gonna go.
Well, you should have your main event scene be more than 5 fucking guys deep.
That is a true statement. Also, they should also maybe start pushing, younger people. So you're like, what is the word? Average age isn't like 48.
Yes.
But beyond that, right? And once again, we talked about the holding pattern. Think about who we've had these complaints about with these title reigns, right? We're having it with Roman. We had it with Liv, as she's, during this title run, right? We had it with Io during her women's title run. I don't remember if we really had it with Stephanie, but,
Well, she didn't defend either. And that's, again, not to the fault of the wrestler.
It's not to the fault of the wrestler at all, no.
It's to the fault of the people running the show. And I feel like...
fault of the worker who gets a pay raise when the product's going
and
down.
Hunter knows this. Hunter was big in the Attitude Era, too. He was in the middle of everything. And I will give him props. He was awesome. I loved the game when it was the Attitude Era Raw. He was in the middle of all of it. He's seen it happen. He knows how it works. He can recreate it if he really wanted to. He's just fucking lazy. He's a lazy fucking booker. I said it.
But even then, he as someone who's kept up relatively with the product, he wasn't always like this as a booker, right? Even on the main roster. If you look in 2023 into 2024. Right? If you look in his, during his time booking NXT, champions would defend the belt on weekly television, right?
So what's changed? Like, what's his problem not being able to book the main roster?
I think it
is
the company that took over, TKO. TKO wants certain people on your television every week. So they want their Roman Reigns, but they don't want him to wrestle. Because they want to save him for the pay-per-view. They want their Liv Morgans. But again, not wrestling. Well, she is, but she shouldn't be in the tournament that she's in because it's literally
Defending
for a
the title.
shot at her belt or Rhea's. But regardless, whatever. What is it? Even the mid-card belts, I feel like, you see them on TV, but you don't really see them. They don't really get... And then they don't get defended on pay-per-views because they're too busy putting...
They're not important enough.
And Jordan, right? You caught, because we were talking about the, if they only built more stars and, the title reign, right? Jordan,
stars. It's something that's something that we talked about in a previous episode.
But you're on No Dirt, right? You're 1/3 of No Dirt, just dialogue with Andrew and Juice, right? And what does Andrew say all the time? Who does Ari Emanuel love? What's his favorite act?
Trips, ain't it? No. Oh,
Tribal Chief.
Excuse me. The OTC.
Andrew always talks about Ari Emanuel loves the bloodline, right? And we just said Triple H has a boss. So there's a sort of recent shift in the past couple of years. I'm not going to say it's definite. I don't work there. I don't know. But as someone who can sort of have a hypothesis and can have something like, I believe, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was true. Maybe, you look at your boss says what he wants. Maybe you change the way you book a little bit to appease your boss so you can have some job security. Is that out of the realm of possibilities?
No, I would say that's probably what's going on. I would say that's a little bit accurate, even. But
Tony Khan never put AEW up for an IPO. Please, I pray to God.
I don't think we have to worry about that. I think Tony's got enough money.
Grumpy's
keep
AEW private. Keep AEW
not even
private.
Just
don't take
from
it public.
The fact that he owns AEW, but his side quests that he has going on too with the Jaguars and his soccer team that he owns. He's got money. He's fine.
And the analytics program with the MLB too.
Exactly.
He's got side quests we don't even know about.
Speaking of Tony, let's get to last night, and then that'll kind of help us dig into the conversation that we're really going to have. But before we do, again, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That's when you'll see all of us go live, especially, I believe, 2 Tuesdays from now on July 30th.
June
30th.
Damn, it's July already.
I know, right? Excuse me. I'm on June 30th. We'll be having our second episode of the month for Queens Road, as you guys are going bi-monthly. Seeing that we have half the crew here, I want to ask you guys, how do you guys feel about that, being able to kind of now talk about this twice a month? We're the only people who are doing this, a once-a-month podcast dedicated to all things
twice a month.
Now, twice a month. Yeah, we're talking all things women wrestling. I don't think anybody else is doing that. How do you guys all? I got half of you guys here. We've had almost all of you on. How do you feel about now? Now you got more time to do it.
Honestly, I'm really excited about it because I feel like we try to pack so much into the one show that we have a month that I feel like there might be something we forget, or something happens and we don't have time to put it in there. So now having 2 shows a month, I feel like it'll definitely help that.
Yes, I'm very, very excited for that. And plus, you guys are I love it, again, because nobody else is doing it. Nobody else. We always talk women's wrestling and how, this, and that, but nobody else really wants to put their money where their mouth is when it comes to women's wrestling. And that is something you can only find here on the Collective.
What else do you like about it?
What else do I like about it? Honestly,
Lily!
I like the chemistry that
Lily
you
likes Queens Road.
four all have. I think your quips as you know, again, you have a Spider-Man shirt on. I think your quips are pretty funny. I think you and Taylor actually, y'all have great banter back and forth. I wish Carlos's internet wasn't as choppy. But other than that, you know, he got. I feel like him and Andrew are streaming from the same fucking place. You know what I'm saying?
A potato?
Shout
Just
out
saying.
to
Sometimes
Andrew.
my internet is spotty and it looks like I'm streaming off a potato.
Yeah, there's
so I
been
understand.
some weeks where I've had some bad reception, so I can't say.
You know, I don't blame.
Shut the fuck up. Dynamite. Great show. A lot of graps. I feel like we're finally moving some because I feel like last week holding pattern. We went not much happened. This week, all right, we got Cope and Christian.
Last week was Raw.
Nah, we had Cope and Christian come out, lay the gauntlet down. Swerve and Osprey facing off. That was a great one. This 12-man that's gonna be a 6-man. Oh, it's fucking stupid. I don't know why we're doing it. We'll talk about why we're doing it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan.
How dare you? It's Don Callis, man, more. I'm all over it.
You can
Grumpy,
be
this is
all
why they
over
call it
it
the
all
AEW
you want,
Collective.
Grumpy. I am so good.
Like,
and this match has Kyle Fletcher in it, so like that should say something.
yeah, it's just a lot.
People anywhere.
But one place I do want to kind of start, and this is a quick one. I don't know how if you guys saw it or paid attention. I know they're going to do it, but we're getting some Kyle Fletcher, Kevin Knight dissension already.
Ooh, I want to talk about this so bad.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay,
Please.
so I said this from the beginning of Kevin Knight joining the Don Callis family. I said there is no reason for Kyle Fletcher to be happy about this. Kevin Knight has his belt.
Right.
He relinquished. Kevin Knight won it. So why would he want Kevin Knight there? That's his belt. He wants his belt back. So
go, Tay, go.
I said it. I think it's good because they're doing it. I feel like they're doing it a little bit too fast, but then also at the perfect time. Like it started in the entrance for me. You know, Kyle just kind of brushed through Kevin. Kevin didn't play it off. Kevin was like, all right, still did his entrance and whatnot. But no, you're absolutely right. Kevin got Kyle's belt. Why would I, want him on my side? Like,
Kyle wants his belt back. He wants the pink belt back. And I mean, if they change the color of the red that's on it, I would want it back too. So
I feel like if Kevin Knight gets a custom belt, which I feel like he should, I feel like that should like spark the all right. If I'm Kyle Fletcher, then it's like all right, nah, hey fam, we gotta kick.
This guy gotta get out of here.
This gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So but they are playing that. What do you guys, Taylor, you said so Grumpy, what do you think? Is it a little bit too soon, or are you in agreement that this needs to happen right now?
I think there's a deeper layer to it, in that every time a new member comes into the family, the most senior member is on his way out the door. Kyle is now the most senior member after they got rid of Takeshita, and Don immediately shuffles in a new guy to fill the gap. And now Don's enamored with Kevin Knight. All Daddy Don's love is going towards Kevin Knight. Andrade's over here wondering what's in it for him anymore. Kyle now has realized Don's paying attention to Kevin more. And Kyle can tell himself, oh, I'm above this TNT belt. I'm going for the world title. Well, 5 other guys in your own group say they want the world title. This is not sustainable, Don. You can't have all these alpha personalities going after one belt that are supposed to be working together. Kyle can say he's above the TNT belt all he wants, but the fact that Kevin now is coming in as like the favorite son, obviously he feels, a little bit of resentment about it. He's going to feel threatened by it. And, he just bounced out his best ally, Takeshita, for what? For now to be the next one on the chopping block. So This is why I love Don Callis family lore so much. It's the cycle that keeps repeating, and these guys can never learn from history. They always think, if I get rid of this guy, I'm going to be the most important member of the family. Well, no, Don's just going to go out and get somebody else. So every time there's like the tension in the Don Callis family, and he's got to go in there and be peacemaker. Well, that's only going to work for so long, because now you've got a lot of tempers that are starting to get to the end of their rope. I love the Don Callis family.
It is a lot of drama. That I don't know if Kyle Fletcher is going to turn babyface after all this stuff.
I don't think he turns baby, at least not yet.
I still think we're a long way away from that. But this is like the Bloodline if the Bloodline actually wrestled.
Right.
This is my Bloodline.
Graps, what do you think?
I don't want to sound the guy that just shits on everything, because we know those guys suck. But the Don Callis family feels like Monday Night Raw. It's a holding pattern. When was the last time there wasn't tension in the Don Callis family?
Start the chants in the chat. You suck. Hashtag you suck. Our Olympic gold producer.
Hold on, Dev. Hold on. We'll get the bits in later. When was the last time there wasn't tension or infighting within the Don Callis family?
If there wasn't, it would be boring.
But it's the same shit over and over again. Oh, we just got catch to finally got the payoff after months and months and months of it. Now what do we get? Now we get, Andrade continues to be pissed. Now we're getting the infighting between Fletcher and Kevin Knight. Like, I feel like T-Pain here. Do something else.
How you know?
Do something else. We've been making this music for months.
How you know?
Else.
How you know?
I love
how
Andrade.
You know.
I'm just fucking tired of the Don Callis family in the same old shit. Do something else.
But how you know? Okay. No,
how you know?
You do not do an Olympic gold producer.
This thing really eating on cam during the show. That's like that is insane.
You're eating now? All right. So what are you eating? Show the class.
Hey, you can't not tell us.
Bring it up in view.
All right, that's legit. That's legit.
Hell yeah.
But like,
it's really hot, and I just
during the show, fam.
It's really.
I'm not gonna lie, low-key during Queens Road last week, I definitely turned off my camera so I could shove pizza in my face.
See, Dev, do that. I can't turn off your camera. How do I do this?
Like a civil person. Nah. We good. This show did get me excited. Obviously, it pretty much booked Forbidden Door. But let's go ahead and just kind of. So I want to talk about this because I know Advocate, he's going to chime in on some stuff, and I wish we can kind of phone him in if there's a way to. But let's talk about this idea. Yeah. We may be able to figure something out because he really kind of started off this idea for us, and I want to talk about this again as we put up the poll one more time. Is it time? Should AEW close the Forbidden Door? Right. This event has been going on for what? How many years now?
4. Did it start in 22? Because that might have been like right before I started watching AEW full time. So I don't remember.
I think so. Something like that, yeah. And I don't like. I said it earlier, like diminishing returns, right? Like I feel like we're not getting as big as crossovers as we once were. Now you can blame a lot for that. You could say that, hey, AEW has raided the New Japan roster, so of course they don't have anybody to kind of trade over. You could say that, maybe that New Japan just doesn't have stars, or maybe that they're, there's a lot that you could say, but I personally feel like it's when you do an event like this, it kind of loses its luster, right? it's hard to keep doing crossover event over crossover event over crossover event, and year after year after year. I think it helps to, if you like, build some stars and on each side, because then you don't have the issue of isn't pretty much the reason why one of the reason why this pay-per-view isn't as star-studded is because didn't Tony allegedly just not want Yota Tsuji?
Because he's a bum.
I don't know why y'all hate Yota. Again,
he's a bum. He's got no aura. He dresses like Carmen Sandiego. He wants to be in the Fed so bad. The face he makes looks like he just took a dump in his pants. His spear is called the Gene Blaster. He's coming on stage. I think I got it all, Advocate. Tell me if I missed anything.
The Gene Blaster?
Yes, I had to look it up too. It's the Gene Blaster. This guy wants to just skeet all over his opponents in the middle of the ring. This is a family show.
I love Yota Tsuji.
Oh shit!
Yo, see you guys there. I don't know if you know, I'm the advocate of yeah-ism.
Okay. You are El Clone.
I love him.
You are El Clone. Remember the other day when we were talking about you're in the donkey.
Oh yeah, you're Chad Gable. You're the Chad Gable.
I have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. I'm the advocate of yeah-ism.
Oh my god. Podcast heroism.
Who is this son of a bitch? I don't know him. He's trying to be me. Trying to take my gimmick. The advocate of yeah-ism, but turn into some fucking loser? Antonio Inoki? Who cares?
Advocate's gonna kick your ass.
I'm advocate. I'm the advocate of you. I don't know why. Let me update this. Hold on.
He's gonna cause me and Advocate to join forces and take this shit down. He's gonna be what bridge me and Advocate together. This is how Advocate gets his job back.
There. Hold on. I'm at someone else's computer right now, so don't mind me. I'm the advocate of yeah-ism. Making my grand return.
Oh my god.
Oh my
return.
god.
Keeps getting better.
Is that made of tape?
Is that made of tape?
Yes, it looks like it's made of tape.
Do you even know whose mask this is? This is Septiembre Negro, bro. Look, it's why there's the SN.
Brother.
Oh god, we all right. Let's get back on the rails here as much as we can try. Again, should AEW close the Forbidden Door? They've done this event a lot. Again, they don't have a lot of stars to trade over anymore. Okada is here. The War Dogs are here. What else can you really? Now, I do like the inclusion that they went to Stardom and got Starlight Kid. I think that's that.
I was going to say, I'll tell you who's carrying this pay-per-view is Tekla, because it was so perfect the way that she exited Stardom. I don't know if they had left it this way because they planned to come back to it, but the fact that they have the storyline of her getting fired and having this bitter rivalry against the entire company, they've come back to it and it's paying off dividends. I mean, it's Tekla versus an entire promotion. It's amazing. And she goes on TV every week and runs down the whole company and runs down the president and says, you guys got nothing, send your best against me. And then all of Stardom, on to their credit, on the other end, is responding. Everybody's involved in this. They're doing it so perfectly. Like, everybody's involved, everybody's invested, everybody's working towards the same goal of making this match amazing, and it's going to be fucking amazing. So for her, to fucking Tekla's credit and Stardom's credit, they are doing the heavy lifting of this pay-per-view, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, I'd have to agree that Tekla is probably. I mean, she's doing a lot of heavy lifting for AEW. Personally, if you ask me right now, I think she's the best thing out of Yeah, I would say she's the champion to watch in AEW right now. But, that's what I would say. But Taylor, what do you think? Do you think it's time to possibly close this, Forbidden Door? How do you feel about it? Like, again, it's gone on for a while now, and how many times can we open this Forbidden Door?
I don't necessarily think that the door needs to be closed. I think that they need to work better with the partnerships that they do have. While like New Japan doesn't have the stars that they have now, you still have CMLL and you still have Stardom, where like you could bring in like a tag team from Stardom to go after the Sisters of Sin because they're now targeting women from Stardom as well because Tekla's sending them after them. You have, CMLL, whether it's men or women from CMLL that you could bring in. Is there a CMLL? Is there anyone from CMLL on the card right now?
Not yet.
I didn't think so. I'm sure it's gonna be Mystico, which is not a problem because I love Mystico. But like, you're about a week out from your pay-per-view, and this is like the least Forbidden Door has felt.
Yeah, there's nothing forbidden about this.
There's like 2 matches, I guess, that I could consider, and one of them just recently got announced via social media, and it's Shota Umino versus Pac.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess there's 3 because there's Kenny versus ZSJ, which.
That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a good one. And Advocate's right. New Japan needs to build new stars. Like, that's their problem is they're not building the people that they have for the American audience that does watch to be invested in.
They have Yota Tsuji. Only starting new.
They have Carmen Sandiego.
Carmen Sandiego wishes he could be as hot as.
Y'all gotta let up on Yota Tsuji, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you.
I don't see the big deal. But no, Grumpy, is it time to close this door? How do you ultimately feel about the idea of the event?
I think it's turned into the forbidden window right now. Like there's no
they're
door.
Just looking in.
Yeah. They let a couple people in the side door, but they don't want to give them the front address to the house. And there's a lot going on. I mean, there's a lot going on. You've got the finals of the Owen, so that takes up some spots. Now you've got MJF and Mark's big match at the end. That's taking up a spot. It used to be, I remember when it was like every match up and down the card was a cross-promotion match. To the point where Sonata comes out and goes, I'm the champion of the company and I don't have a match. And he fought Jack Perry. So like they put everybody on the card and like everybody was involved and every match had some sort of representation from another company. And I don't know why they've gotten so far away from that. Whether it's a problem with New Japan not having stars that will resonate. They've still got a lot of guys that will resonate, but you could lean more into the CMLL. They work very closely and very well with CMLL. Let's bring some guys over. Let's bring some guys that haven't appeared on AEW television yet. Soberano Jr., a couple of other guys that maybe AEW wrestlers have gone down there to wrestle, but they have not come up here to appear on American television. There's lots of guys to pull from that would be super interesting, super entertaining, and just got to make more of an effort to have more matches that are cross-promotion matches. The pay-per-view is a cross-promotion pay-per-view, and less than half of the matches are cross-promotion matches.
So I'm going to go to the advocate of big grappism here.
Yeah-ism. The title's there.
No,
yeah,
because
listen, Big Raps is a cool guy, but I'm not him. So
we joke around and we talk about the TNA and WWE partnership, right? I think we need to also be fair in our assessments and look at this partnership, right? Why isn't AEW taking more advantage of their CMLL partner? Like, I would love to see a Olympia on this card. I would love to see Sobrano Jr. I would love to see hell. Give me Camelito and the Rizzler for 0 hour. You know,
bro.
That'd be amazing.
I know you can't see it because of the mask, which I haven't worn it in so long. I forgot how tight it is. If the mask allowed me, my jaw would be on the floor. Camelito and the Rizzler.
yeah.
That would draw money.
And I think another issue
Someone
is
needs to call Will
like,
Washington and get that man a job.
I think another issue is like Tony Khan has this quota of only having like 2 women's matches on a card per pay-per-view. Because I saw your comment, Grumpy, about, you know, Divine Dominion calling out a tag team from Stardom. Which Megan Bain is over there all the time. So you would think that she would have people that would be gunning for her because she's over there all the time. It just seems like there's a quota of only having 2 women's matches per show on the main card. They could have like 2 women's matches on 0 hour, but what does that do? And another thing that kind of irritates me is there's no, I mean, I know we're getting the survival of the fittest for the TBS championship, but that is, again, you could have done like a casino gauntlet and brought out, you know, women from CMLL and Stardom. You could have even brought some like, you know, independent talent in to be in this to get more people and make it more cross promotional. And they're not doing it.
I don't know if it's visa issues. I don't know if I really don't know. And I think so, like I said, we have to be honest when we talk about these partnerships, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that AEW, I think it's time, let's close this motherfucking door. One, I'm gonna tell you why I want the door to close is because I want less pay-per-views a year. I want the AEW to go to scale back. Let's stop doing less big shows a year. Focus in on these. They when they've gone on this run of like unique small venues and then showing the country and showing your fans a love. Like, I'm sorry, I need you to come back to the South, to Texas. I need you to. You know, so if you're not doing Forbidden Door, maybe you could do, or go to Chicago. Go back to Chicago.
They haven't been here at all this year.
They haven't been there at all this shit. You know, and that's what I'm sorry. People said, you know, they've done it too much.
And everyone outside of Chicago rejoices. I'm so sorry.
Someone kick this fucker out of here. I'm done with his ass.
You're not a. You know,
I've been trying.
Don't fucking start with me, bitch.
Every week I've been trying.
Yeah, I could tell.
Oh God. Oh, good God. No, that's
why you're that imposter's favorite.
It's I don't want. They're doing too much, right? And I think when you have to force in, you know, your storytelling once a year to, oh shit, we got to book, you know, for people that we're bringing them in. I feel like it stifles things a little bit because like, if I feel like MJF would not be doing this if it were not for Forbidden Door. Like, we haven't really talked about it, but I guess because it kind of goes hand in hand. But talking about this multi-man match situation, whatever that MJF and the Mark Briscoe is in, like, why can't I know they've done a straight up match, but can we just? What are we doing? Is this not a hat on? Was this not a hat on a hat? Doing a 12-man to get to a 6-man?
I think
no, it's still a 12-man. It's a 12-man to get to a 12-man. But the second 12-man's in a cage.
A big issue of it is we don't know how bad MJF's knee is. And this could be why they're doing a 12-man instead of running the 1v1 match between him and Briscoe. Which, again, is not very Forbidden Door-ish. But whatever.
Yeah.
No. Because I would like
had a chance to go out and get a team of guys from around the world, and he just turned to the right and said, "Hey, Dawn, lend me some guys."
I mean, Mark Briscoe did the same thing.
the only person that Briscoe even has on his team that has a dual contract is Takeshita. Like, there's your forbidden door. Takeshita's got a New Japan contract.
Like, can we, if we're gonna do this New Japan style ass match, which this is something that they would book and do, can we at least get the start? Like, come on. Like,
I mean, that's where this, because you saw the cage, it's the same kind of cage they had last year. It came from New Japan. It was the United Empire and the War Dogs.
So, if that's that, oh, good God, I'm sorry, whoever's mowing their yard.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Whoever that could be. Wouldn't be the advocate of Yasm, I'll tell you that much. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm not. There's a few reasons. Again, I want them to scale back. I feel like we have to halt the storytelling every year to do this, and then ultimately, Taylor, you did point out we don't know what this knee's looking like, and so we're going to put him in a multi-man. But even then, like,
should be on the show.
Who do you think?
Yota Tsuji, the IWGP champion.
To be fair,
no, even if you don't like him, why isn't the belt being defended?
This man hates America. That's why. That's why he's not here.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with Mower Man.
I'm about to defend you, Graps. Jesus.
Yes. I think it would be an interesting.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Advocate 2.0. I think it would be an interesting story to have Yota Tsuji come in and, his issues, quote unquote, with AEW and their management, and Max's issues with AEW's management forcing him into this match. They could team up their combined hatred of Tony Khan. Mm-hmm. I think that would have been an interesting story. That would have been a fun way to go.
I'd like to see Yota Tsuji versus Tony Khan. That man's ass.
I mean, the day we see Tony Khan take a bump is probably the day.
I want to see Tony Khan get gene blasted.
He took that bump from Jack Perry and the Bucks.
Oh, you're right, he did.
I gotta make it about them. Soto's not here to do it, so I will.
We made the imposter mad.
We made the imposter. Stop. But So I do want to try to figure out, again, we've been solution based, or we try to be here in the collective. And again, once again, if you've stuck around this much for all the off railsness of this fun episode that will definitely go down in the history books for us, please, and again, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I do want to ask you guys what is your solution? How do you fix Forbidden Door, or do you continue to do it? That's what kind of where I was going. Do you continue to do it? If not, do you just I personally say no pay-per-view for the summer. If you're not going to do it, just don't do it. I say don't do a pay-per-view at all. Would you guys replace it with another pay-per-view, or do you guys find a way to make this more Forbidden Door? Taylor, I'll start with you. What do you do? How do you fix a Forbidden Door issue?
I mean, I think like I had said before, leaning into the other partnerships that they have, but even if they make Forbidden Door like an every other year show, like, it doesn't have to be yearly. You could make it every other. And I do think that could help. But I do think a big part of it, if they leaned more into their CMLL and Stardom partnerships, I think that would help it more. But as we know, Tony has a 2 women match a show quota, so I don't think the Stardom one is happening anytime soon. But yeah, if you're not going to be able to book it like it used to be booked, I think making it like an every other year show could really help. And then you have the summer to do like they're doing Grand Slam Mexico in August. Like, and that's another thing there. I'm like, you have Forbidden Door. You could build things up for when you go to Arena Mexico and do Grand Slam, and you're not.
Yeah, I like the idea that Advocate just said, like, do a Grand Slam, make that, and you can do it in different areas. You can do Grand Slam Mexico, that's where you lean into your CMLL talent. You can do Grand Slam. I guess Japan. I mean, has AEW ever gone to Japan officially?
AEW has not gone to Japan.
They've done
had
a partner show.
They've done like the partner show, that Wrestle Dynasty where Kenny came back, but that's the only time like you've really seen like a show like that. We've never really had just straight We've never had straight AEW.
You guys think they could sell out if they do a straight AEW show?
Depending on the people you put on your card.
Depends
like,
on the venue.
I feel like in the venue, I think, you know, if you put like the people like faces that are recognizable, so like
you
like,
can fill Kirkenhall.
Yeah, like a Kenny Omega, like an Okada, you put the Bucks on that card, like those are faces that people know. Mox, obviously, like if you put the right people
even
on
like
there,
Jay White and David Finlay, because they wrestled in New Japan for a while. You know, Will Ospreay.
That could be no. You can't put Jay White there because Jay White can never wrestle.
But if it's not a New Japan show,
no, he also lost a loser leaves Japan match.
No, it was the. We're getting into semantics, but I understand the importance of these semantics here. He's not banned from Japan. He's not Logan Paul.
I don't know, man. He lost that match to Hikuleo, and it said loser leaves Japan. So it might be a Tekla situation. He got fired from Japan. No, that was the Eddie Kingston match.
You know what?
That was the Eddie Kingston match.
I'm pulling up.
I know what I'm talking about, advocate of Yatism.
Yeah. Actually, no.
Grumpy, how do you fix the Forbidden Door situation?
I think you're right. I think, you're right in either in every other year, or Advocate's right in scaling it down to a TV event special. You had said also, let's keep the summer a little more open because we're leading to All In. And what have we done? We've sandwiched Redemption in the middle of Forbidden Door and All In. We have time to be building multiple stories at a time to the biggest show of AEW's year, All In. Now we got to build towards a pay-per-view in the middle of that, and then come off of that immediately and start building to All In. We're going to have a lot of wasted time here. Mm-hmm. I don't think this if we're having Forbidden Door, I don't think we needed Redemption. If you scale Forbidden Door back to a TV special, which I'm actually getting more and more on board with that idea, move Redemption up 2 or 3 weeks, and then you have more time to build. This is the thing. Before they had so many pay-per-views, they had longer stretches of television to build to bigger matches at the pay-per-view. Now that they keep adding pay-per-views, they're shortening the amount of time they have to build stories, and they're just not always getting there. I mean, it's always been a thing where Tony will announce half the pay-per-view card like the fucking night before. It's kind of become a trope at this point, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Shout out Light the Fuse. Rest in peace.
Yeah, throws up the ones for Light the
ones up for Light the Fuse. Dev, how do you fix the Forbidden Door situation?
If you are not going to utilize the stipulation to its highest degree, it shouldn't be yearly. But if it needs to be yearly, you have to utilize the women's roster a little bit more. Since Tony Khan acts like booking women is so forbidden, that easily, meets the Forbidden Door stipulation. And there's so many, stardom players alone, that can fill the card and build a card up. So yeah, utilize women or go bi-yearly.
Which, if you want to hear, Queens Road talk about what we would do for Forbidden Door, you should go check that out because that's what we talked about.
That's a really great segue. Oh my god, it's almost like you're a host. It's almost like you.
Oh my goodness!
No, I also think it suffers from because this is one thing that nobody else has talked about. Where we've kind of skated around is lack of star power on the other side. Like we've talked about the CMLL part of it, right? And how it seems like they need to lean into that side of things, and I can understand that CMLL has some start, but New Japan doesn't really have. Can that also be a reason? You guys are all Yota Tsuji's a bum.
He is a bum.
Caleb, whatever, not so great, and big Raku left.
Big Raku. He's gonna go win that NXT title.
Yeah, Big Raku is in NXT now, so you know what I'm saying. Like, who are the stars that you can really have a Forbidden Door with? Like, is Zack Sabre Jr. who you got? Is that the best you got?
It might be all they have, but
that's definitely the best that they have.
No, it's not.
Who's the best they have?
I think it's hard too because for the longest time,
never mind.
You had like Tanahashi, and he recently retired, so you don't have that big name anymore. I mean, he'll be there, but he's not going to be wrestling.
Yeah, he's not going to be. Yeah, utilize women who work for. Yeah, I think
yeah, Brady, you tell him.
It's just something I don't know. Like I don't like. I'm starting just not to like Forbidden Door time of year.
Maybe there's a way to save Forbidden Door, right? People a lot of times bring up, shift it to CML, and I think that's a good idea. But Taylor, you brought up Wrestle Dynasty. Why not have Forbidden Door be a lot more like have it be a New Japan produced show that AEW sends talent over for, where it's not necessarily as big of a focus on TV, but it's an event that you could promote, event that you could put on My AEW and Prime and whatever other services that you use, to where you put maybe a different spot for the pay-per-view in the calendar, right? WWE time and again has changed names of pay-per-views in different spots or moved it around. It's not a foreign concept, right? Because for some reason AEW doesn't want to use stars like Yota Tsuji, which I get it. I'd be scared too,
scared to tank your ratings.
I'd be scared that people lose to Yota Tsuji because he's such a star. If you don't want to use, if for some reason, right, wrong, or indifferent, if you don't want to use the talent, which that's what Yota Tsuji is, talent, that is, at your disposal for the partnership, give the reins to your partner. And then let them be like, hey, I want this, that, and the third. Are they free for this date?
I'm surprised they've never run one in Japan. A Forbidden Door.
Especially
you'd have to think about like the logistics of if it was an AEW produced show, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to think about the logistics, time zones for one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Increased costs of flight and hotels. Who would be, who can travel, based on passports, who's comfortable traveling, right? There's a lot of Japanese talent that don't work the States because they just don't want to fly. They don't want to take that flight. So you have to think about that stuff going the other way. So,
no, yeah, all good points.
I agree. I think that even running it around the same time as Wrestle Kingdom could help. You have a lot of talent from both. All obviously. Wrestle Kingdom is New Japan's biggest show of the year, but then you have like people from AEW that are already over there because a lot of them do tend to work that, and then you have like CMLL and Stardom, you have all of them there too. So I think when they ran it the same year, or this, like the next day after Wrestle Kingdom, I think it really worked out perfectly. You had it was like the right time to do it.
Yeah. And there's a reason you didn't have one this year.
So ultimately, you guys are were you closing the door, leaving the door open?
Maybe changing the hinges.
Crack it. Just leave it cracked.
Leave it cracked just a little bit.
I don't want to TNA it yet.
Install a people, a decent people for it.
A people is crazy.
Move the door to a different house.
Get a porch light.
As we started tradition last week, if you guys remember us from the spaces, we used to always end things with a good old fun question,
I wanna have
and
fun.
I want to bring the vibe back. I'm trying to bring the vibe back, and I want to hit you guys with another fun question. This is one we've answered before, so if you guys have heard us before, but this is probably one we're having here on YouTube. I'm gonna hit you guys with an easy one, seeing that he pulled it out. One again we've had before. What is your favorite mask of all time?
I got my answer. Before while you guys think of it, I just want to address a question that I was asked here real quick in the comments.
Yeah.
Advocate of Yasm, how have you felt about LA Knight's booking? I feel like he's being booked by Benjamin Netanyahu. Anyways, my favorite mask is my mask, the one that is also donned by the imposter for some damn this in the comments, right? The one that's trying to be me. You know,
God, we're always booking to new matchups. Taylor, do you have a favorite mask of all time?
Starlight Kid. I love hers.
That's a good one. It's a very, very good one. Dev, who you got?
Jushin Thunder Liger.
That's a good one. That is a very good one. Grumpy, who you got?
Mine's more recent, and it's because I love his gimmick, and the tie-in is Templario, the Assassin's Creed tie-in. At least I associate it with Assassin's Creed, which is one of my favorite video game franchises. So
you know,
I
the
love
Templars, you know, the Crusade.
I gotta go. Probably Black Tiger. The Black Tiger mask is probably one of the coolest masks of all time.
Who's your favorite Black Tiger?
Eddie, of course. Yeah, I think that's a cop out, but you know, it's a safe answer as well. You know.
No, I don't blame you. That's a great answer.
But so you guys in the comments or watching back here on Twitter, tell us where's your favorite mask of all time? Give us a picture, drop a GIF if you can. Again, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Taylor, Dev, you guys are got another episode of Queen's Rose this month. Any little preview of what you guys are talking about?
This episode coming up is going to be the Pride Month episode. We figured last episode would be for Forbidden Door because it was coming up so soon, and it wouldn't make sense to talk about what we would have done for Forbidden Door after Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
And obviously we felt, we should end the month on a high note. So there will be fun things to talk about.
That is going to be really fun. I love that we're doing a Pride. You guys are doing a Pride Month episode because obviously here at the Collective, we are all inclusive around here. We love everybody. Anything else you guys want to sound off on really quickly before we head out? Nothing that we're closing out. Well, okay, cool. Well, for Grumpy, for Dev, for the advocate of Yaism, and for Taylor, we are the WrestleCollective. We want to thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Fuck Antonio Inoki, put the belt on LA. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, this is the WrestleCollective.